Hi friends, it's Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. If you guys are subscribers, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm so glad you're here. This is a special treat today. I am going to do a collective astro forecast and reading for the United States of America and how the United States of America is going to handle this Uranus retrograde season, which overlaps with Mars retrograde season, by the way. Let me adjust the music. I'll be right back. Sorry that, guys, that just felt super loud. Okay, so Mars is going retrograde from September 9th until November 14th, and that's going to overlap with Uranus retrograde from August 15th until January 14th, 2021. I think I accidentally said in my last astro forecast that it was going retrograde on the 1st of January. That's wrong. It's the 14th. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, what I really want to do, because I've had messages coming through from Spirit, is just kind of really look at how the events that have unfolded in the United States of America through the first part of 2020 will continue throughout the second part of 2020, because you know it's gonna get a little bumpy. We have an election coming up. There's the Christmas season. Lord knows we got to have the economy open for the Christmas season, right? We got a new year. We got a lot of stuff going on, just like on our calendar here in America, but also what's going on in the sky is very significant. And I'm looking at it. I'm actually getting messages from almost two different angles, like energies that are surrounding the people of America at this time, specifically what I will call the revolutionary forces, because the seeds have been planted. Okay, if you do not want to talk about politics, I don't think that this video is right for you. If you would like to hear about at least how I am channeling messages from Spirit right now about what's going on politically, in society, economically even, please do stay tuned. I'm really glad to have you guys here with me. If you are interested in a tarot reading, an astrology reading, spiritual guidance, any combination of those things, or if you're interested in learning the tarot, please check me out at soulschooltarotandastrology.com. There's a link down in the description box. I am launching a Tarot 101 course on Patreon. It begins in September, runs through December. You can join that anytime. There's 3 different tiers that you guys can get on that. And then, of course, I did roll out my August general and love readings. Whoa, you guys, there was some energies there. So check out all of that. But most of all, thank you guys for being here. If you're interested in any of my decks, you can also find a link below where you can go to my website, look at my deck collection, and then link directly to Amazon to purchase any of those that you are interested in. So that's enough about me. Let's talk about the United States of America. And I do want to say that this Uranus retrograde, whatever comes out today, understand that there's a great big as above, so below energy going on. That as with they're showing me the Two of Pentacles. So like this back and forth, almost yo-yo energy between the people who are working towards changing the status quo and the people who are invested in maintaining the status quo. All right, so I'm seeing energies from both of those angles. The fact that we've had Mars and Uranus direct for most of this year has actually really helped the side of the people who are pushing for the change of the status quo. However, our 3 heavy hitters, Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn, Saturn and Pluto in the late degrees of Capricorn, and they've been meeting up, high-fiving each other, like huddling up in different groups left and right all year long. That is the energy of the status quo clinging desperately to its power. And that has also definitely been overshadowing the course of this entire year of 2020. All right. So the energy that I'm feeling right now, generally speaking, is that this is a time of rest. August, September, maybe even October are a time of rest, mostly because any true efforts or drive or push towards revolution right now, not only are people exhausted, but this The stars, the planets are just lined up in the sky right now in a way that kind of almost supports the status quo. And that's going to get bumpy. I have a couple really, really important dates, and some of them are in November, just following the election. So I will go ahead and talk about those. I'll talk about the planetary movements and how they will be interplaying with the chart of the United States of America. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. Let's go ahead and we'll do the astrology nerd stuff, okay? So Uranus is going retrograde. Uranus, by the way, is the planet of the revolution. It's the planet of the rebel, of like all the rebel forces, like trying to break away. Uranus is energy. It's especially intellectual, like thought energy that will not be contained. It is it's the sign that rules Aquarius, so the age of Aquarius. So please understand, all the events that are taking place in the United States of America have a much higher significance, but they're also, the power struggles that are happening are being mirrored within each of us, as each of us comes to understand how we have been complicit in the status quo. All right? By the way, guys, if I seem super spacey, please understand, Spirit's present has been very strong all day long, very insistent about the readings that I'm doing and how I'm going about them. And please just understand, it's like I have one foot in another world right now. So if I seem spacey, if I'm jumping back and forth, please forgive me. I do have some notes that I'm trying to use to guide me, okay? So Uranus is currently in Taurus, and it's going to be for a while. It spends about 7 years in each sign. And Uranus in Taurus, especially when it goes retrograde, I'm calling the stubborn revolutionary, because Taurus is really concerned with stability and security. But also the fact that Uranus is in Taurus in the midst of the bigger picture of what's happening in the United States of America means that any issues surrounding haves and have-nots is definitely going to be exaggerated. Like that is the pin, the axis upon which all of the power struggles are shifting. Okay? It's about people's basic needs not being met. People's worth not being taken into consideration by the forces in power. It's about exploitation of natural resources, including people's passion and labor. Okay, so please understand that. You guys, if I get weird, please understand, y'all, I'm in a different place right now. Okay, so thank you guys for being here. Spirit thanks you as well. So with Uranus in Taurus right now, the issue is that there are so many people who really understand the need for change at this time, but they're afraid to loosen their grip on what little they're holding on to when it comes to their resources. Does that make sense? This is a general time for those who are pushing for resistance to take a step back, to rest up, to gather resources, to look at ways in which past efforts may have been limited. And I did mention that in my new moon in Leo AstroForecast, that I think one of the ways in which the revolution was limited was in the number of people who participated in it. That's me. That's Molly. I'm back from that other world and I had to drop my opinion. I love you guys. Let me get back. All right. So what's going on is issues of security are very important right now. All right. And, there's nothing really significant going on in the chart of the United States of America with Uranus being retrograde in and of itself until the day it goes direct. Okay? So in January, it's going to creep up on the 6th degree of Taurus. Okay? So basically it's going backwards 5 degrees and then it's going to shoot back forward again. Okay? Not like fast or anything. Uranus is a very slow moving planet. Like I said, it takes 77 years to go through a whole sign. So like I think 81, 84, somewhere like 80 something years to go through the entire zodiac. So it's a slow moving planet. It's one of the outermost planets. Okay. People who have Uranus in retrograde are just a little quirky. They really like someone, it's just more comfortable for them to go against the grain, so to speak. Okay, so definitely creative solutions are going to be called for during this time period. Okay, but nonetheless, between August and January, Uranus is just, it's not going to have like a tremendous effect on us, except for it is going to feel like it's almost holding the revolution back. Like it's going to feel like the revolution has been paused. If you don't know what revolution I'm talking about, y'all, it's not going to be televised. It's not getting very good coverage in certain social media outlets either. So definitely diversify your streams of information, and I think that's going to help us all a lot right now, okay? I don't know where that wink wink came in. Spirit is revolutionary as all get out right now, okay? So here's what's going to happen on January 14th. When Uranus turns, because it just kind of pauses for a second before it goes direct, at that moment, he is going to be squaring the North Node of the United States. The North Node is a destiny point. It is like when something big happens with the North Node, and I use the chart of the United States of America. I use July 2nd as the birth date, and I don't use a birth time. But as a historian, I know that's when they got together and said, we're really doing this, okay? July 4th was just when they cranked out the edits on the piece of paper, right? They're like, we're just going to redo that. Okay, signatures on. But the official declaration was made on the 2nd of July. And at that time, the North Node was in the 6th degree of Leo. Okay, so when Uranus goes direct in January, it's going to be squaring the North Node. So whatever is the plan of the United States of America, whatever is its destiny, its future, mid-January, it's going to reach a turning point. Okay, it's going to reach a turning point. And I feel like they're showing me the Uranus as, got motorcycles, Uranus as a tiger that is being caged and just pacing back and forth in its cage for a while right now while it's in retrograde. And then as soon as that cage opens on January 14th, it goes straight for the jugular of the powers that be. All right, now that's important. That's going to happen in January. What else is going on in the sky? I gotta go double check on something, because I gotta talk about Jupiter and Pluto, and I didn't check that against the chart of the United States of America. I'll be right back. I forgot I don't have to, you guys. I have that part of this United States of America's chart memorized. I did a whole video on America's Pluto problems. Ooh, go check that out, all right? Because here's what's going to happen. Other key dates, we know that the election, sorry guys, I'm just gonna, y'all know, you can see the tinfoil hat under this hair. I know you can. Whatever election will take place, that's November 3rd. That's scheduled for November 3rd. I also want to, like, a lot of people are pointing out that, like, the V for Vendetta takes place in 2020. So November, remember the 5th of November is a phrase that's important there. And I know why it's important, because I know about the gunpowder plot. If you don't know about the gunpowder plot, search up the phrase gunpowder plot 1606 maybe, during the reign of King James. All right, just for some reason Spirit's guiding me to just, if you're interested in digging around, dig around. November 12th is going to be the third of 3 conjunctions between Jupiter. Jupiter is a very expansive energy. Jupiter will exaggerate. It will blow things out of proportion. And it's also about grasping opportunity right when it comes along. Pluto is about power, about shadow, about things that work in the shadows. They are giving me major secret police vibes, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. In fact, I don't want anything here to feed anybody's sense of fear. That's not what I'm about. That is not the vibration that I'm trying to cultivate here. But let's not act like secret police are not a thing that's happening in the United States of America. Look at Portland. Look at, they're not just in Portland. It's just been federal agents things like that. I'm calling them secret police because that's what they are. If you think I'm a little too revolutionary about that, welcome to the age of Aquarius. Here we are. Let's go. Okay, there's going to be a reading about this, by the way, and now I've got a timer counting down, so I've got a limited amount of time that I can ramble on. Okay, so that's going to happen on Jupiter, on Jupiter 12th. Jupiter 12th is not a date. I'm going to call it Jupiter 12th. On November 12th, Jupiter is going to conjunct Pluto one more time. And like I said, this is the third time that they've met up with one another. This is going to be an expansion of power, an expansion of... Pluto is like a hardened military general. Like a black ops agent. Okay, that's just because Mars is also very martial energy, but it's very direct, very head on. Pluto does not go about things straightforward. It does not. It does not. Pluto is all about secrets and lies and being in the shadow and like covert operations. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I have if you need recommendations on the history of the United States doing this in other countries, hit me up in the comment section, okay? All right? Just saying. Anything that we allow our country or permit our country to do to other people, it will eventually do to us. Those are facts. Okay? Those are facts. On November 13th, Friday, November 13th. So the day after Jupiter and Pluto meet up, Mars goes direct in Aries. It's like the baby tiger coming out of the cage, okay? I don't know how else to say it. Mars and Uranus are both these powerhouses of energy all summer long. While every other planet has been retrograde, they've been going full force, and they're about to get stifled again. So each of those planets, once they go direct again, are going to do so with a tremendous amount of force. So around the 12th, 13th of November, by the way, I do want to say regarding this, I was trying to make a note and then I got spaced out. Regarding the election, I do want to... I have to write it down so I don't say it wrong. I do want to recommend to you, I'm going to link to a website. At the bottom of that website, you can follow on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Jesee Inisan, I don't know, I know I'm saying his name wrong, Inisan, I believe it is just somebody like I happen to follow on Instagram, and I saw a video that he posted on IGTV, and it was super controversial. Like, I was like, oh yeah, you think so? Because it was just like, he's like, y'all, I don't like it, but the title of the video is The Astrology Surrounding the Re-Election of Trump. And he just makes a very good argument for that potential. All right. It makes a very good argument for that potential. So I just want you guys to check him out. Keep your eyes open. Definitely listen to diversify your streams of information so that you can always make the best decisions. Okay, guys? Where do I begin? Moonology Oracle deck. Okay, here we are in August. We are going into this, all right? So the United States of America's Uranus Retrograde, that's what I'm going to timestamp it. Hi, guys. It's welcome to the reading. Okay, so if you guys follow the timestamp over here and skipped the Astro Forecast, I am going to go ahead. And Spirit really wants to talk, and I'm going to go ahead and just say thank you, Divine Spirits of Love, Light, Archangels, Ancestors, Allies, and Guides, for coming through today, because they are coming to me with messages, not me asking them. Okay, they're coming to me saying we need you to go ahead and give some things a mouthpiece. So the overarching energies, and please understand that my primary audience is the collective, is the people. Okay, I'm a bit of a revolutionary myself. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this. Believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. Expect the unexpected, you guys. We really have to be prepared. Believe in the impossible. And then adjustments are required. This is a third quarter moon. We're going into like the third quarter of this year. So that makes me feel like the third quarter of this year. So that would be like, I guess, July, August, September. Because the last quarter of the year would be October, November, December. Is a time of, like I said, adjustment, of pulling back and rethinking strategies and realizing that adjustments are required as we move forward. Adjustments are required. And get another one. Ooh, yeah? Yes. Yes. You guys, don't forget, I'm going to have to channel a message from Spirit, but right now they're giving me a really positive vibes around this. There's going to be a big back and forth. This energy between now and January, there's going to be a lot of turning points, a lot of tower moments. But there is another important date that I left out. On the date of the winter solstice, on December 21st, there's going to be a conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, both retrograde, both done with Capricorn. Jupiter's going to dip back into it a little bit next year. But Saturn might. I don't know. Anyways, Capricorn, remember, Capricorn represents the status quo. It represents the institutions, right? So Jupiter and Saturn are both the karmic planets. And as soon as they get out of Capricorn and into the first degree of Aquarius, the sign of the revolution, this is the dawning of the, you know what I'm talking about, okay? They're going to meet up. They're going to high five. They're like, boom, buddy, we made it. Whoosh, whoosh. We've been trying to get out of Capricorn all year long. And here we are, December 21st. I believe it's a new moon. It's the solstice. It might even be an eclipse, you guys. This is going to be major energy. Jupiter and Saturn are going to meet up. Luck is on your side. And I also have confidence is the key to success. You guys, I am like, I'm not trying to be, I don't want to rose tint anybody's glasses. I don't want to give optimism where optimism is not due. But like I said, I also do not want to stoke people's fear. Please understand. There are going to be bumps in the road, but this road is taking us where we need to be as a people. Not as a nation, as a people, as human beings. Okay? Believe in the impossible. Hold your vision. Adjustments are required. Hold your vision. And confidence is the key to your success. Boom. This is your encouragement. This is your advice. This is your advice. Adjustments are required. Hold your vision. Confidence is the key to success. This is the encouragement that you need when things are getting rough, you guys. I knew Spirit was on our side. Believe in the impossible. And it will happen from both sides. I'm going to let you know. It will happen from both sides. So you guys will wake up on November 4th and be like, what the? You've got to be kidding me. Believe in the impossible. But also believe in what the American people are capable of. Believe in the impossible. The end of a tough cycle approaches. And that is a full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is the season we will be in when that, by the way, that's Saturn. Saturn and Jupiter. I told you guys, when they meet up, believe in the impossible. This is a blue moon. We had a blue moon, 2 new moons in Cancer. And what that really does is it brings out the need for us to nurture ourselves and others. Okay? So that's a lot of what this summer was about. This summer wasn't all about like running around playing at the beach and stuff like that. It's really about caring for ourselves and others. And being responsible when needed. And showing up for others when needed. Right? And y'all know the powers that be don't want to give us the power to show up for each other. The powers that be want to keep us codependent on them. They don't want the American people coming up with the creative solutions that Uranus going into retrograde. Uranus retrograde in Taurus, when I talk about creative solutions, that's interesting. They're making me think of this book I once read. I took a history class that talked about the history of different cities, and it talked about Havana, Cuba, and how during the embargo, you know, they couldn't bring in any of the parts. They couldn't ship in car parts from America to fix their classic cars. Like they have like all these cars in Cuba from the 50s and 60s. Classic American cars. But then they can't get shipments from America to get the replacement parts, so they improvise. And they have like windshield wipers as like, they have like milk jugs as windshield wipers, and crazy, inventive, creative solutions. And that's what the American people have already shown up with in 2020. Yo, those kids trolling that Tulsa rally, creative solutions, creative. That's the generation of Aquarius in my mind. I'm just letting y'all know, okay? So luck is on your side. Please understand the whole balance of good and evil in the world is on the side of those who are looking to dismantle the status quo, to alter, to change, to create something new. Okay? Now, what vision? It says hold your vision. This is the Starseed Oracle. I just got done with the Moonology Oracle deck. Like I said, guys, if you guys are interested in my decks, go check out the link below, and you can see those on my website. Let's look at this vision. I like this reading, you guys. I hope you do too. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your revolutionary friends. This is beautiful. That is so true, because you guys, what is all of these messages? Adjustments are required. Hold your vision. Confidence is the key to success. All those messages also apply on the personal level. Believe in the impossible. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Luck is on your side on a personal level. So please understand, some of you guys are on a double mission. I love that. And I'm going to talk about that some more. Okay. Lightworkers, starseeds, serve the world by being you. Okay, if you guys are interested in joining my Starseed Collective, I am launching that also September 1st on Patreon. So hit that up. I also talk about that stuff a lot on TikTok. If you're not into it, don't worry about it, okay? You got the love. And water your garden. That's where we're... Oh. Okay. Okay, so during this time, do you see how this person almost is sleeping? This is almost like there's this moment where the revolution, I feel like, almost is sleeping, okay? There's also, you guys, oh my God. Okay, so I just got chills. I believe that the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in December is going to open a lot of eyes. All year long, I've known there's something big coming on that day, and I feel like Spirit just let me know. Like a dramatic, like a giant starseed awakening. Imagine people just like, whoa, wait a second, I'm more magical and powerful and beautiful than I ever realized. Okay? Because the double mission of a lightworker starseed is to help others while also just living as one's truest, most authentic self. Letting one's light shine. Okay? That's the double mission. of the Lightworker starseed is you're working to help others and heal others and show the way, but also at the same time, your job is to live as authentically as yourself as you can, so that other people can look at you and see how beautiful that is. All you got to do is shine. That's the easy part of that mission. All you have to do is shine. Find your inner light and move anything that blocks it out of the way. All right? That side of the mission, we have the card water your body, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So as much as possible, please understand activist burnout is very real. Activist exhaustion is very real. All right? Water your garden. Also, I read this thing that said the 2 most revolutionary things that you can do right now is plant a garden and get to know your neighbors. And I think that's perfect. Okay? Plant a garden and get to know your neighbors. Build networks. Build networks. Build networks, says Spirit. Says, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not just Spirit coming through, you guys. All right? These are our star ancestors. I'm going to tell you the truth. Some of us have been through many such revolutions in past lives. Some of us are here for this reason. Okay? To make sure that what gets built in the place of anything that falls down is reflective of the direction we want to go in, reflective of the age of Aquarius, of humanitarian liberation, equality, love, genius, creative innovation, right? But you got the love is really about building those networks, coming together, finding your people, finding your star family as well. Okay? But it also says, mentions codependency and boundaries. So to me, I think it's really, really, really very important that you guys are, that is a part, that's like the other side of the card of self-care. Okay? I got 15 minutes before my storage is full. And I have things I can delete for sure. But let me see if I can get a couple of cards out from the Alchemical Visions Tarot. Chariot, yeah. Thanks again for being here, you guys. Wow. I want that Chariot to come back so I can show them, because I did just get a message about that. I got a message about the Chariot, you guys, and it's telling us about what's the status quo going to try to do, all right? Because that mofo right there, that's Julius Caesar. I got second thoughts about Julius Caesar. You know that? Because I used to be a fan. Except for, like F what he did in Gaul, okay? Like, this man ran the Celts off of their continent. I'm just letting you know. Okay? How many Celts? 1 million? At least 1 million Celts were killed in the Gallic Wars. But Julius Caesar was a man of the people. That was the propaganda. I'm not building an empire for me, you guys. I'm building an empire for you. And in fact, when he was assassinated, Mark Antony, who essentially, he riled the people up, okay, and started a civil war against the people who assassinated Julius Caesar. Because their excuses were like, we're not doing this for us, we're doing this for Rome. You guys, Rome in America, if we had, I have 45 minutes left on this video, I would launch into a lecture on the similarities between Rome and America. But let me talk, you guys, before I get it, okay, I got more time now. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this. Chalmers Johnson, I believe, is the name of an author who wrote a trilogy of books about what he perceived to be the coming collapse of the American Empire. And I'm just gonna, like, they're Blowback, Sorrows of Empire, and Nemesis, and I recommend all three. Like, he wrote them, I feel like Blowback was written before 9/11, but then it was kind of like, this is what he was talking about, you guys, okay? And then Sorrows of Empire talks about all the resources that are not invested in the American people because they're being invested in the American Empire. All the military bases abroad. You will be shocked if you read that. That's a former CIA asset that comes out with that information. It's a good series. At least go like read the summary. I might link to it below. Okay? But Nemesis is like the god of retribution. I think like the Roman god of retribution. And here is the theory that he sets forth. I believe it's in his final book, Nemesis, of that trilogy. He says, look, all right, America is an empire. It has become an empire. Okay. It is more invested in its economic empire and military empire abroad. And it is more, y'all can even see it with like the police force in America, right? Why do they need so much money? Why do they need military grade weapons, right? America is an empire. I've known this since the late 2000s. Some people are just waking up to it, right? Right as it begins to collapse. And as a historian, I've always been like, well, I guess I can kind of see what it was like during the last years of the Roman Empire, like what that was like when everything was kind of falling apart. People still got up and made breakfast and went to work and had families and lived their lives. But there's just this whole tremendous historical thing going on in the background. All right. So back to this theory. Chalmers Johnson says, look, Rome is an example. Rome fell because of military overstretch. It was completely in debt, and it was serving too much to the needs of its empire, trying to maintain power abroad rather than caring for its people at home. Also, all the money going to the rich and not, like I said, the people. And so it chose, when it got to that choice point, it chose empire over people, and it collapsed. Then compare that to the British Empire, that at the end of World War II was forced into that corner where it had to make the same choice. And the reason there's still a Britain today, a UK today, that there's a Britain to Brexit, that even exists, is because the British Empire, those rulers made the decision to disband their empire abroad in order to help rehabilitate the people at home who were just like they got tore up by World War II. World War II was not kind to the British people. All right. So long story short, Chalmers Johnson says America is very quickly approaching this choice point where it has to decide between its people and its empire, or just like maintaining the power. And this Chariot to me says that the decision's already been made. That the United States of America is going to maintain its power at all costs. But you can see his ribs, right? This is all a show. You can see right through it. You can see right through it. They're tigers. You remember how I said, look, Uranus and Mars are the tigers. You try to cage these tigers and they're going to be even more fierce when they come out. Okay? They don't want me to pull any more from that deck. This is the Tarot of Crystals and Gemstones. So I've got a couple pieces of advice that Spirit would like to share. But also, look, you got these submarines. Like I said, some covert stuff. Do not trust your government, people. And I'm like, look, like I said, I am not trying to stoke an atmosphere, an environment of fear. I want to create one of personal and collective empowerment. That's my goal. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. Thank you guys once again for being here. And that's definitely Spirit saying, yeah, we can wrap this up. I believe that. You guys, this... There's a Ten of Swords and a Tower on the table. This is a very sudden move that I believe ends up leaving the American people feeling stabbed in the back. But it's also a put the fork in me, I'm done kind of moment. What do you want to tell us about the election itself? Knight of Swords. That's just confirming, yes, that's what we wanted to talk about. I'm scared, you guys. I am a psychic medium, and like I said, you guys, I've been channeling, so many different even dimensions today. So much Spirit has shown up to come through here and use my mouth and my hands as messengers for us all. What's this? What is that for? What is the Page of Cups supposed to mean? Okay. We got the High Priestess. You guys, there's a lot about the election that they're not going to tell me. Then why did you bring it up? Is what my question is. So we're getting out the Inversion Tarot. I wrote a Crowsight, Chrysocolla, Diamond, and the Three of Wands, which is Tiger Iron. Okay, so this is the Page of Cups, Two of Coins. There's a lot of things still up in the air. And the Hierophant, I'm going to tell you the truth. The Hierophant makes me feel like there have been agreements made. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. The overarching energy here is that Spirit does not want us to worry when things begin to look like they're going in the wrong direction for us as the people, okay? Please understand that there are much higher forces at work and that there is going to be some darkness before there is a dawn. But there's a lot that we can't control right now. A lot that's out of our hands. And that's why they want us to focus during this time on caring for ourselves and those surrounding us. Okay? Any truths that are hidden in the moment will be revealed. You guys, there's also, please, if this is a topic of interest to you, I strongly recommend, and I'm going to make a note so I can link to her too, the astrologer Molly McCord. I haven't heard what she has to say specifically about the election, but she's on YouTube. She is an amazing astrologer, and this is exactly what she's talking about. But Uranus doesn't complete its journey through Taurus until 2025, and it's Pluto, America's Pluto retrograde is coming through in February 2022. Okay? There is a turn. This is, I've never channeled a message like this before. There is a turn of events in the works that we're not going to see. We're not going to see it coming up. And when it happens, we're not going to see the bigger picture of it. But this is just an energy that's letting me know about things needing to get really bad before some people wake up and understand the change that is needed. Okay? Because up until this point, I feel like there has been a large percentage of the American population, like the revolution from here until January is all on the mental. It is hearts and minds of our fellow Americans. Because there's a lot of people who just not understood that it's not just all minorities or all poor people or all revolutionaries that need to watch their backs right now. It's all Americans. Okay? Just because it seems like it has to happen doesn't mean it will. I don't know. They want me to say that. Yeah. Wow. Justice. I have justice. I have justice here. Justice will be served, you guys. I know this. In the big picture, I do know that justice will be served. Yeah. Truth's going to come out. Truth will come out. Well, what does that mean? We have the Emperor, and the Emperor is Aries, okay? The Emperor is very powerful, very in control of his empire. Okay. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of polarization between people who are being very rigid about their views. A lot of polarization. And polarization is the enemy. Do you understand right now? So if you have a friend who is, let's say, on the side of the revolution, but they think Pepsi is better than Coke, get over it. They're on the revolution. You right? You right? Y'all see what I'm saying here? Pick your battles. All right? Identify the true enemy. Root out anybody around you who keeps you from prioritizing the care of yourself and others. Okay? But this is also you breaking free from any old habits or patterns that helped to give your power away. Is the feeling that I'm getting right now. Okay? Some of you guys are beginning to see that that you have more power in creating the future than you realize. So I just want to do one last starseed oracle. No, they said one last moonology. One last, just to kind of leave you guys with a little bit of a vibe, a little bit of a, I don't know, words of hope, wisdom, taking care of yourself and others around you. I love that. Bring love into the situation. Bring love into that's Aquarius energy. Okay? And we also have, oh my God, that's Uranus and Mars. It's time to take action. And look at this. Taurus energy. Prosperity lies ahead. Okay? This to me is, oh my God, and we're going back to root, heart, crown. This to me is a great big sign that Spirit really truly sees the struggles of the American people. And there are a lot of very revolutionary ancestors and energies on our side. That's all I want to say, you guys, okay? All right? If the tunnel starts to get a little darker, that means we're even closer to the end of it. That's the message that wants to come through. Peace, prosperity, love, light, power, and healing to each and every one of you. All right? Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around.